show you.
Thanks guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette and this is my channel Evolve with Monette. We are doing a car chat. For those of you that are new here, I'm a professional intuitive empath and we're going to jump right into it. Manifestation, Southern fried chicken, and magic. One of the things that I have noticed over the last couple years is how the universe plays with me. And what I mean by that is sometimes it may not feel like the best fun, and sometimes it's magic. Well, I've gotten to this place in my life where it's magic on magic on magic on magic on magic. And they've been showing me in little simple, minute ways how you can manifest something without all of this incredible effort. You know, when it comes to the work I do a lot of love readings, right? And everyone puts so much energy into love. And love does the best when it's just left to its own devices. It doesn't mean it's not something you need to cultivate or invest into. It means that if you are like, I call it love constipation. If you're trying to squeeze something out so hard, then chances are
There's a speed trap ahead.
Speed trap ahead, guys. I love my vehicle. So it means that if you're trying to squeeze something out so hard, it's just going to cause you pain or damage to some degree. And you might get it out, but at what cost? Or you might get it, but at what cost? So the reason I say that is because something we all can relate to regarding caring about relationships or wondering about relationships or wondering when they'll come in or whatever the case may be. But I'm actually talking about manifesting other things, like manifesting a home or manifesting a job or manifesting fried chicken. Let's talk about it. So I'm in Atlanta right now. I'm headed home after a week up here. I came up here because I was working with clients. I came up here because actually one of my clients transitioned and I came to her funeral. And that guys, I gotta tell you, that hit me harder than anything has in a long time. It's odd, and it just speaks to the testament of connection with people that become your family and your friends, not just your clients. And I really love this woman. She came into my life, and well, let's just say this: fly high joy. Okay, I don't want to cry, but this has been really hard. But anyway, we're gonna get back to the part of manifestation. Enjoy your life, guys. Enjoy the people that you have around you. Go do every single thing you want to do. Love whoever you want to love. If they don't love you, then love someone else. Make room for the best experiences. If you want to travel. If you want to take a break. Do all the things that you need to do, because you have one life to take and make. And no one gives you any other time when your time runs out. Does that make sense? Message, okay? Love every second and love the people around you, because things can be gone in an instant or they can last for a long time. You just never know. So be appreciative. Anyway, back to the manifestation. And I will tell you, that client of mine manifested the most beautiful life. 222 as I'm passing one of the exits here. 222. Love that so much. Yeah, definitely love the people that are around you. She had a husband, I'll just tell you this real quickly, that was so amazing in the way that he cared for her. They were both doctors, so he knew exactly how to care for her. But just because someone is a medical professional doesn't mean that they'll have the level of compassion needed. And when I say his compassion, what a sweetheart. What a genuine gem. I mean, it gives me so much hope. When we're always talking about the manosphere and men and how they're no good, let me tell you something. There are some good ones out there. And I was just at a celebration of life with a really great one. In any case, so manifest 222, I guess that's a message regarding love for some of you guys, because that's about partnerships. And I never have seen such a better demonstration of partnership than what I saw with these two in the last couple of years of this woman's life as she was declining. So you want to manifest not from your lust and not from your loins. You want to manifest from the spirit of friendship. Can you chill? Can you connect with someone? They've traveled the world. They've hiked all the mountains. They were avid hikers and outdoorsmen. They had a hobby farm. They're amazing people. But she found her person, and that's possible. But let's talk about manifesting more simple things so that you can expand to the bigger. Lovejoy. Oh my God, I'm passing Jonesboro Road, exit 221. Lovejoy. I'm going to cry. That's the name of my client that passed. Thank you, Joy. Joy approves this message. That's so beautiful. Thank God I always keep tissue by me, y'all. Joy approves this message. That's so lovely. Yes, she says go out and hike and drink wine. She loved wine. Go out and hike and drink wine and, yeah, do the things, because partnership is beautiful when you have it with someone who actually values you and reciprocates your energy. It is your friend. It's not just about being lovers. At the last stage in her life, that's not what it was about, guys. It was about a partner, and that's what you need in moments like that. Trust me, unfortunately, I know. So, in any case, let's talk manifestation on a smaller scale. So I'm working with a client. I was doing a house cleaning, spiritual, and I was working with the client's son, and working with the client, my client, which is a woman herself, and she was like, I'm passing 222, 22, 22, one of those signs, probably for a lawyer or something. 222, 2222. It's all over today. I wish I had time to take a picture, but I can't because it's recording. So, oh my gosh, that's so good. Yeah. And underneath the sign is antiques. So that's about an old-fashioned kind of love or connection. Or it's about a soulmate reconnection. Sorry, guys, I'm just getting a channel in here. It's about a soulmate reconnection from a past life or someone that you've known before, you've met back up with. So a lot of you guys are coming back into alignment with people that you've known before. So it may not be lovers either. It could be a soul tribe. It could be good homies. You know, I've met some really great people. It could be just stuff like that. But with 222, there is lovers in here too, and that means that there's a level of familiarity and comfortability with someone that you've known before. Okay, so that's part of the channeling here. Okay, I'm trying so hard to get to the other thing. Joy literally hijacked it. I felt her energy. She was like, talk about this, tell them. All right, so oh, that was so sweet. Lovejoy. Oh, that's so sweet. They're with us when they cross, guys. You need to know that too. Maybe someone here needs to hear that. A loved one that you think is not around is completely around. Their energy is completely present. They are here with us in every way, in the most special of ways. All right. So let's move on. Another 222 sign. I can't make this up. This one says 470 at the prefix, but the last 7 numbers are 222. Good night. I'm overwhelmed. That's it. I give up. All right. Fried chicken. How do I get back to the fried chicken, guys? Bear with me. For those of you that are new here, bear with me. It's distracting when channels come in. So I was working with a client. She was like, have you eaten? I said no. She started talking to me and reading off the list of whatever was on the Uber Eats, the DoorDash menu. She was like, what are you in the mood for? Do you want Mexican? Do you want this? Do you want whatever? She mentioned fried chicken on the list. Do you want Chick-fil-A? Do you want this? Do you want that? Fried chicken's what she mentioned. Other things were happening. She was getting something. She had like a service lady there doing some work for her. Her son was popping in and out. The TV was going. I was getting calls from clients. So it was a very busy moment. And so I never said to her what I wanted, but I'm in the South. And when I'm in the South, put a little South in your mouth. I want fried chicken. That's literally what I want. And it's not something that I indulge in often because I have a lot of allergies and sensitivities. But in the South, the very least I can do is have some of the sides from the fried chicken, because the sides are always amazing. Sweet potato souffle and this and that and whatever, right? So collard greens, all the things. So I wanted fried chicken. Very specifically, I wanted fried chicken from Old Lady Gang, which has recently been all the buzz in the news because the food influencer Keith Lee had tried to get food from Old Lady Gang, but they were trying to give him preferential treatment. First, they couldn't seat him for an hour when he just sent in family members that weren't famous, that they didn't know. Then when they realized he was famous, when he came in the restaurant, people wanted to take pictures with him. They were ready to seat him within 5 minutes. So he goes back out to his car. He was like, I've just been to Old Lady Gang. I'm going to do the food review. Oh, wait, I can't. You don't see any bags in my hands because I didn't get any food, and here's why. So he started talking.
There's a speed trap ahead.
He started talking about his experience, and that he was like, I don't want preferential treatment. There was a lot of rules, and it was all the buzz. If you have been alive, you've seen this internationally on the news, how food influencer Keith Lee, who has like 14 million followers on wherever, it like shook up the Atlanta food industry. He went to several restaurants and was just not treated well, and it started a whole discussion in the zeitgeist and in pop culture. So I remember watching this and thinking, well, you know, I've always wanted to go to Old Lady Gang. Old Lady Gang is Candy Barres's and Todd Tucker's restaurant. Candy Barres, famous singer from Escape, also a famous Atlanta housewife, and also I believe she's I don't know, she's an EGOT. I think she's like pretty much an EGOT. Anyway, she's won an Oscar, an Emmy, a Tony. She sings, she writes, she does everything. She's an incredibly talented multimillionaire. Anyway, they have a restaurant based off of her mother and her aunts, who got a lot of notoriety one season on The Housewives. Just to give you guys a little preface for anybody that's not into The Housewives and watches that. So Todd said we should make a restaurant based off of Aunt Bertha and your mom, Mama Joyce, and all of this stuff. So Old Lady Gang is what it became, because they kind of were ganging up on him actually. So he tried to turn lemons into lemonade, which he very much did. They like him now, I would imagine. Anyway, so I've always wanted to go because I watched the conception of it years ago on the reality show. I've heard all about it, and I've seen people review it. And so I thought, well, one in the South, like if you're in Savannah, you're going to go to Paula Deen's restaurant. When you're in Atlanta, you might go to the Old Lady Gang. So I was like, I'm going to get this food someday. But when the whole thing with Keith Lee, I kind of like dashed my hopes. I was like, well, if Keith Lee can't even get in and get seated and wait for an hour and a half, and they don't do takeout, they don't do this and they don't do that, girl, good night. Another 222. Y'all, strong message coming through with love tonight. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to get it, but I didn't think too much about it. I was like, I guess someday, whatever. Totally put it out of my mind. And this is the secret of manifestation. Totally put it out of my mind. Did not think about it. So much so that when my client is in front of me and she's like, hey girl, I'm going to order some lunch, because it was going to be a long day, and it was. Thank God for that lunch. I did not tell her what I wanted because we got distracted. Then I went off and I started to do a reading for her son. So she was like, I'm going to order. And she, like I said, read me the list. In my mind, what I wanted was fried chicken. And I wanted it from Old Lady Gang. But I did not she did not tell me the restaurant was Old Lady Gang. I just need you guys to understand that. She just said, do you want fried chicken? Do you want this? Do you want that? She named off some restaurants, Chick-fil-A, you know, that would just like have name notoriety for sure. But she just said fried chicken. And I was thinking, she's in Atlanta, she must know some really dope fried chicken spot that's very specific. Does that make sense, guys? So I was thinking, because I'm a mom and popper as a former chef and stuff, I really love, y'all, this weekend in Atlanta, I had the best fried shrimp of my mother cracking life. It was so good. Anyway, that's another story. But those were homemade, and oh my God. Oh my God. And they were gluten-free, and I was just like, thank you, Jesus. But anyway, that's different. But regarding the fried chicken, she didn't tell me which restaurant it was coming from. And I also never confirmed that's what I wanted. She started doing beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. We got distracted. She put in the order. Then we're sitting there chatting, and she was like, oh, the food is coming. Now, I specifically in my heart wanted a spread of Southern food, right? So like I wanted like collard greens, like I said, sweet potato souffle, mac and cheese, you know, the whole thing, right? And so that is what she ended up ordering. She had 2 deliveries come. She had ordered one for herself and one for me, and they came at different times. So she must have ordered them at different times. Hers came first. And so mine comes, and I was like, I'll wait. She was starting to share her trick with me. I was like, no, it's okay, girl, I'll wait. She shared with me a wing. I'm getting so specific about manifestation. She shared with me a wing, but in my mind, I like dark, more, well, that is dark meat, but I wanted legs, really, that's what I wanted. Legs and a thigh. That's kind of my chicken jam. So when my food comes, it's legs and a thigh. And it is sweet potato souffle. It is mac and cheese. It is, also, I never said I wanted it, but I did want to eat peach cobbler, because I eat the peaches out of the cobbler. I may not eat the cobbler part, but the delicious spiced peaches of a Southern in Atlanta, you can't beat it. It's just so damn good. So that's what I wanted. Actually, I never said to her that I wanted it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Where is this from? She's like, it's Old Lady Gang. The same Old Lady Gang that it was impossible for even the influencer with 14 million to get into. The same Old Lady Gang that said they don't do delivery orders. How did you get this? She was like, oh, that's on the weekend. They don't do delivery orders, but they do it during the week. And it was Tuesday. when I was working with my client. So instead of me doing constipated manifestation like I mentioned to you guys, I just completely released it. I saw it. I was like, I'd like to try it. But I was like, well, if Keith Lee can't try it, maybe it's not for me. Oh, well. And then I never thought about it again. And then it literally shows up for me without me. I never confirmed to her I wanted fried chicken. That's what I wanted. I was like, did I telepathically tell her I want fried chicken? My angel said, no, we put in the order. We knew what you wanted. And that was that was what you were actually after. So you got exactly what you wanted because you just left it in our hands. And then when I'm opening the boxes and there's peach cobbler, I'm like, dang, she ordered peach cobbler too. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Then I wondered, did she have peach cobbler? She did in fact have peach cobbler. So she just, I don't know if it came with our meal, I don't know. But she was like, oh, that's so interesting, sis. You got legs and thighs. Do you want wings? Like, I didn't know if do you not want legs? I'm like, no, I actually prefer legs and thighs. She was like, I didn't order that. I had ordered you wings. That part. The universe loves us so much that right now, to exactly what we want is exactly what they're going to give us. And when we release the obsession over manifesting the thing, it's going to show up. And so that's chicken, and that's a simple story, and it just made me so delighted. I was like, sis, I didn't even tell you I wanted chicken. I didn't confirm. She was like, yeah, I know, I don't know. She's psychic too in her own way. She's highly intuitive. All of my clients are. If you work with me, you all have your own gifts. And so she just read my mind in her own way. The angels dispatched her, and I got my ideal southern meal, of which I could only take a few bites because I was full. But it was delicious. It was delicious, and I got to have all of the bites. The delicious fried chicken, the sweet potato souffle, the collards, the whole thing. It was fantastic. So that happened, and I didn't have to pray 25 million prayers, light 34 candles, ask Allah, Jesus, and everyone else in between, Buddha, if I could have this experience. It was something I saw, and then I just released it. I was like, okay, we'll see. Who knows? And I didn't even know that's where she was going to order from. It was such a beautiful gift. Okay, transfer it to something else. In my life, housing has been a thing. It is a birthright of mine. My father built houses for a living, okay? That was not even a living for him. He owned his own business, and he built houses and things that stand to this day that are gorgeous. He was truly an artisan in his craft. In any case, I have been standing with, my feet in wet concrete as edifices are erected. I know about the rebar and drilling down and the pilings and making the stilts and the whole thing. So I know what it takes to build a house, and houses are literally a part of my birthright in that regard. And I've lived everywhere, and I bought my first little place when I was in my 20s and all of that stuff. But I've been really manifesting the right thing. Well, lately, my angels have let me know that the right place is literally coming to me because I've decided to release the obsession of said thing. I've been like, this is my birthright. I don't understand. And I could go do a lot of things, right? Money is not the issue. Credit is not the issue. I fixed all of those things over the last many years of my life. So now I literally could go do whatever. But what is the issue, right? The housing market. Y'all know what it is, what it is and what it isn't. And I live in Florida, so it's a hot mess, okay? And I have a lot of realtor friends, and even they're like, girl, you might want to wait a couple years. But I'm like, you know what? And my best friend is so good at manifesting any space and so good at waving her magic wand of manifestation, and she wants a house for me maybe even more than I do, that which I don't think is true. I do want it, but when I tell you she's ready to move me in fully furnished, God bless her beautiful soul. She is so amazing, and anything that I want, she definitely puts her energy behind to help become a reality. So that is something that has been on the forefront. Well, lately houses have been showing up. What do you mean, Monette? Houses have been showing up. What has happened is that my angels have let me know that because I have released the obsession of it, that I am in the vibrational alignment of receiving the very thing more effortlessly. I've always said to my bestie when we've talked about it, because she's like, oh, I just so want this for you. And yes, I have a home and a place to live, guys, I'm fine. But what I'm telling you is, a real proper situation, especially being that my father built homes. It feels very ancestrally guided. It feels very full circle for me. It's part literally my birthright. My father with his hands built shelter. It was such a beautiful thing, and I was so proud of him. With all of his complications, my father was a raging narcissist, hashtag both things are true, but he was a gifted artisan and craftsman in any case. So I know that houses are for me, spiritually, like I know he's like, get your life on it. You should have been in a house, whatever the case may be. But I also realize, wait, the house is not going to come to me in the same way that it does for everybody else. Like, yes, of course, there's paperwork and there's this and there's that, but it's going to be different. I've said it to my bestie. I know she thought I'm crazy because my bestie has lived in several houses, several amazing houses. Her house currently, freaking gorgeous. And so she has she has a really great financial vibration. So that is not an issue for her at all. She's like, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, you fix your credit, whatever. She even walked me through the steps, God bless her, of getting my life together that way many years ago. She was like, this is what you need to do. You need to get this, you need to do that. God bless her. So she's literally been part of the manifestation for me. So she's like, girl, why don't you just get a house? She doesn't understand it because she's like, it's as simple as you got the down payment, you got the this, you both, the income is there. That's not the issue. The issue is it's not the right time. And I listen spiritually to when things are right. Even if everyone else in the world, even my bestie, thinks it's not right, I'm like, what is right for me? Well, now I'm noticing that I'm playing with the universe and the universe is playing with me, and that I'm actually walking in the house manifestation destiny. And I'll tell you why. Houses have been gifted to me. Houses have been gifted to you, yes. Not really. Not houses gifted in that way, not yet. But they've been coming in the form of Airbnbs. Well, Monette, you rent Airbnbs, and that means you pay for them, so that's not a gift. That is true. And I do rent Airbnbs. I am an avid Airbnber. I travel very often and frequently. But what's happened lately, in the last, I would say, 6 weeks, I have had, I'm not exaggerating, 5 clients, friends, YouTube homies, shout out to Emily, offer me the most beautiful Airbnbs. Meaning, for free, I have a place to stay. Even to the funeral that I went to, that was one of so it actually began a long time ago, about a year ago, that I've been in this vibration. Joy, the woman that I spoke of, who visited us today during this reading and channeling today, Joy was the first one. Oh, God bless you, Joy. I am going to have a house. And Joy had many houses all over the place, her and her husband. Joy offered me her condo in Asheville. She was like, you can come stay here at any time. People say things, guys, and sometimes it's just lip service. You don't know if it really is the truth. You don't know if they're just BSing you. You don't know if they really want you in your space. When she said it, she meant it. And it turns out I wasn't that special, because at the funeral, everyone talked about how they offered out their homes all across the country to everyone. They were just lovely people. I was so tickled. I was like, oh, I wasn't special at all. And I could hear her laughing, and she was like, we just love everybody. So everyone was welcome, but she meant that. And I was someone she met just a couple of years ago, really. And she welcomed me into her life and loved me. And was so kind and so sweet. But anyway, she's the first one who started the ball rolling with the house gifting. So she's like, you can come up here. And I actually did end up staying there when they weren't there for just a little bit, and it was lovely. But it took me a while to really take them up on it, and I had to be really sure and whatever, and all of the rest of it, because I wasn't sure, because people can be funny, but she was not funny at all. She was 1000% genuine, and anyway, so it made me so happy. But that started about a year ago with Joy, very specifically. So thank you, Joy. I definitely want to give you your flowers for that. And then in this I don't know what's happened in the last few weeks, because I've not changed my vision board. I haven't been scripting about it. I haven't changed any behavior towards it. In fact, I just put it out of my mind. I'm like, it'll happen, because there's something that shifts for you vibrationally when it's not about can I get it, because I know that I physically, financially can. I credit-wise can. It's about when I get it. When will it happen? When will it be really the right thing? I'm passing a sign that says Marathon, which is a gas station. Marathon is the town I grew up in. That's another nod from my father, who was acknowledging that, yes, that's a town where my father built a lot of his beautiful work, that I will, in fact, get it. I see you, Dad. Big ol' M here for Moses and Marathon. How amazing. You can't make that up. Yeah, wow. I will absolutely get it. Guys, and this is what I mean by the universe plays with me. Anybody that's my friend or soulmate, or anybody that I spend time around, watches how I am in the car and I get signs all the time. Signs that are so viscerally direct that it's almost laughable. Okay, if you've been with me, soulmate, friend, whatever, and it's happened, comment below. But it happens. My angels are I'm verbose. I'm verbal. Words of affirmation is my love language. So my angels talk to me in big signs, big words, lots of messaging. Whenever I'm doing something, it's always strong messaging, passing an orange truck for the sacral. They have been highly communicative with me in the best way. And so, yeah, I get a lot of communication when I'm driving. But anyway, back to this. So that marathon was a confirmation, because that's the town I grew up in the Keys, in the Florida Keys is where I grew up, and that was my hometown. I mean, I was born in the Bronx, but I really grew up, I'm a Florida Keys girl. But back to this. Homes have been coming to me. So clients have reached out to me unprompted, unprovoked, and unrequested. Do you understand, guys? I'm not telling them, because I'm very self-sufficient. I don't have a problem renting an Airbnb. That is not an issue for me. But people have just been volunteering their homes to me. The most beautiful homes. I was offered a penthouse on the 21st floor. I just left a townhouse. I rented a place while I was in Atlantis for part of the time, but it was like got late because we were working last night, and I was going to need to stay the night, and my client has several houses, and she was like, hey, why don't you go to the townhouse? The townhouse was 4 stories. It has an elevator in it. I literally took an elevator upstairs to get the freezer bag out of the freezer that was on whatever floor. It was on the 2nd or 3rd floor. I was so worried about the elevator, guys. That was so funny. I was like, oh my God. I took my phone with me, like, oh my God, I don't want to get locked in here, because, you know, it's a home elevator. So I was like, it's not like a regular one. You have to close doors and do stuff. Anyway, I figured it out. One floor didn't open. I was like, Nightmare on Elm Street, is this happening? But then finally I went down to the other floor. It did open. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be on that floor. Who knows? Anyway, but that was a gift. That was gifted to me. She was like, oh, girl, just go over and stay at the townhouse by yourself. And it's gorgeous. I mean, when I walked into the 2nd floor to pick up my stuff, it was so beautiful. Her dining room is all like glass and crystal and shiny and mirrored. It's like the dream of my heart. And my angels have been letting me see all these beautiful couches with rhinestones and just, girl, everything amazing. My angels have been saying, get ready, get ready, get ready, because you're in the vibration of the manifestation. That's why this one has called you and said, if you'd like a place to stay when you're in this part of the town, you're always welcome. Feel free. I mean that. I love you. There's no pretense to any of the offers I've had. They've come from the most genuine-hearted people I've ever run into in my life, and they are following it up. My client was upset that I rented a place when I was there for part of the time. She was like, why didn't you just stay at the place in Decatur? It's a penthouse, and there's a rooftop, everything, and it's private, and what, girl? And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't. And other clients, you know, someone offered me a place out in Texas. Someone offered, girl, every place I have been, y'all. What I'm trying to tell you is I am in the vibration of manifestation for the home, because homes are showing up, not in the conventional sense. People are not offering me a lead and a deed, right? A lead and a deed and a lease. Excuse me, a deed. That's not what's happening. But what's happening is that homes are gifted, and it's very much in alignment with what I downloaded as the truth of how my home would come. I know my bestie was not wrong to say, get your credit together and do this. And I took those steps and I did those things, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I was so proud. I did it. It happened. But I always knew it wasn't going to be a conventional way like she got her house or anyone else around me got their houses. I knew that the universe was going to use it as an example of how manifestation happens. And now I can feel it. Similar to the fried chicken and the meal, I didn't have to speak it. My angels know what's in my heart, and they help me to see it and realize it and manifest it. And I got exactly what I wanted with that chicken meal. And regarding these houses that I'm getting to test out, so that's another thing. You know how that you go car shopping? Well, I've got to do some house hunting via all of these days. And certainly with an Airbnb, you look at something, I like that, that's not functional, I would change this if this was my home. We all can relate to that. But by these houses being freely gifted, my angels are getting me ready for the vibration of how your house comes to you is going to be special, Monette. No one understands it, and not even I understand it, guys. That's the thing about manifestation and how the universe works. They don't unfold the plan before us, because we would not believe it before our eyes if we even could see it. I just know it's going to be weird and different. I just know it's going to feel gifted and special. I just know it will happen exactly when it's supposed to. And I also know that there's what I'm hearing is releasing the barometric pressure. I am not in a constipated sense of manifestation because I have the finances to do it. So that takes a lot. It's not like I'm in a scarcity and lack mindset of like, oh, I just wish I could have this thing. No. Yes. Have I outgrown where I'm at? Do I feel ready for a new thing? Yes. That's another thing. Just a tip here. When you're ready to move, very specifically, Louise has fantastic work about this. You should start writing letters to your home and thank it for holding you and for being exactly what you needed at the time that you needed it. And then welcome in that same letter, the new family that this will be the ideal space for, the new couple or the new person or the new single bachelor or whatever, right? That is a thing, and that's something that I have done, but again, it's not something I've done a high concentration of as of late, because I've understood that the home will come at the right time and in the right space. And I'm not in a hurry because this magic is delicious, but I'm in the vibration of it, and it's being gifted. So transfer that to your life, guys. What in your life have you seen is showing up? What in your life have you seen is shifting? What in your life have you seen that there's little sparkles of magic and glitter that the universe is gifting? Because it is happening. It is always happening. I think I'm allowed to live the life that I do and embody the soul that I do and have had the experiences that I've had so that I can show you to a degree, as it is my archetype as teacher, that this is a possibility. That I am not crazy and you are not crazy, and what you are seeing is really happening, baby. It's really happening. I live a life that is magic. There isn't anything that I want that I don't really get, even if I'm having a tantrum about it and I haven't got it yet. Does that make sense? My angels just said that to me. They said, shut up. Because I'm wild and I am a baby too in my own way, and I can be petulant just like all of us. We all have that inner child self. And for a while, I had tantrums about that. And then I fixed all the things, so it was like, oh no, this is not about I can't have it. It's about the universe is doing magic. They're cooking up magic. So in order to manifest what you want, there is a true release. When I went to Paris, which is like literally one of my favorite cities on earth. I'm not kidding you. And you're like, girl, are you sure? And I'm sure. I was in England, and we popped over to Paris, and I preferred Paris. It's not just I just preferred Paris for that one time. I'd been there before, but I like the difference of England and Paris. I was so happy when I was in Paris for the day. I was just so happy. I just loved every single thing about it. I really think that one day I may have a petit. What does my friend call it? She speaks French fluently. Petitier. It means like a little place to escape, like an artist's loft, or a little like, not necessarily a love nest, but like a little apartment or something for you to kind of like take refuge. And I think that will be part of my life someday, because I enjoy Paris so much. It's a place I would want to just go for a few weeks and enjoy myself and have a place there. God willing, we'll see how life unfolds. But what I'm telling you is that I enjoyed the Paris opportunity, but it came to me because I always wanted to go there. But the manifestation stopped being something that I was constipated about. I released it and was like, okay, and then it didn't happen at all how I thought it was going to happen. I thought I was going to study in culinary school in Paris, and that was the story I wanted. What I got was a beautiful trip with my bestie and her daughter, and it was fantastic, but it came when it was ready to come. And I didn't have to work for it. It came together within seconds and minutes, really. And it wasn't something that was hard to attain. It was laid out before me. And then I was on a plane. Does that make sense, guys? And so when you are in constipated manifestation, you're literally pushing away the thing. There are so many things that I have wanted, but they come to me when I stop pushing. Oh, God, that's a message to me. I'm preaching to me. They come to me when I stop pushing. The real, authentic thing, the thing that I have wanted, an orange truck passing me by, very specifically, that I have wanted, comes to me when I stop pushing. So that's the message for you guys today. You can manifest everything. Joy stepped in to say hi as well, which is beautiful. I have 2 orange trucks flanking me right now. Work on your sacral energy, which is your creative energy, your pleasure centers. When you are happy, you're in a better vibration, and it manifests to you faster. That's why it's hard to manifest through depression. My messages are shifting and changing. My ability to output content has shifted and changed. I'm in a different gear, and it's because I'm not in the dark night of the soul anymore like I was in the last few years. And you guys that have been here with me a long time know what that looks like. You know what it sounds like when I'm bitter, when I'm frustrated, when I'm fighting spiritual warfare. And finally, that's over for me. That doesn't mean that it's over forever. Like, we're always evolving. There's always a new, always gonna be another mountain. Is that what Miley said? Always gonna have to make it move. That's so funny. On the way down here, I was listening to a lot of Usher, and it was Moving Mountains. It's one of my favorite songs. And that's when you get into the quagmire of a relationship that it's just so tough to like push through anymore. And he just brilliantly articulates and sings through these amazing harmonies about a relationship. And sometimes you have to just stop trying to move the mountain. Sometimes the way that you move the mountain is to be at peace and to worship at the mountain of the thing, to sit down and to meditate, because there's no more effort that you can give to something to make it be what you want it to be. Does that make sense, guys? And when it's ready, the mountain will do its own moving, believe it or not. So that's what I want you guys. I keep passing one. I keep seeing one. I don't know what that's about. It's a one, pink one. Paying attention to yourself, investing in yourself, loving energy into yourself, okay? One, pink. The pink is about the blush of the beginning of something new. So like the blush of love, or like a new connection, new romance.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Confirmation with the speed trap. Anytime I hear an audible beeping. So yeah, something about that. Something about something real, something one, something new, okay? So not something borrowed, something blue, something real, something new. That's what I just heard. So this is about the beginning, and then I'm seeing another orange truck. That's sacral energy. So this is pleasure. Making sure you're taking care of that. Someone else bringing you pleasure, you having pleasure in yourself, being happy within yourself. So anyways, that was just a quick aside there, guys. When you're manifesting, release, and then watch it come before your eyes. I'm always so impressed with the universe and how they play with me, and they show me that there will be beauty for ashes. So if you think that you're going through a dark night of the soul, you're still in hermit mode. Literally seeing a rainbow right now, and the rainbow is the symbol that it is over. It's the promise that you will never have to go through the depth and level, biblically speaking. It's the promise, that you will never have to go through the depth and level of suffering that you did to attain the enlightenment that you currently have. The darkest night of the soul is behind you, and it will never be that bad. Only you can prevent wildfires. I'm seeing Smokey the Bear. Bear totems are a thing too. I've seen several of them while I've been up here. And then it's so funny, right before I got to the funeral, I saw a bear totem, and I knew, and I said, I know that this is going to be important today. When I got to the celebration of life for my client Joy, her favorite niece, who I was supposed to meet on one of those weekends in Asheville, we were supposed to be at the condo at the same time, and she couldn't go because she had some stuff going on with college, and so I finally met her, and she was wearing the most colorful rainbow thing, something I would absolutely wear, and I loved it because I know Joy would have loved it too. And she spoke so beautifully. I think it was the husband's niece, but she spoke so beautifully about the bears, and she wrote a poem when she was sitting on the back porch of their home in Asheville, a beautiful condo in Asheville, and she wrote a poem because the bears were eating out of the trash, and she read a little bit of that and talked about it. Always listen to the messages that you're getting, guys. I didn't know why the bear struck me. There was a whole, how people carve, and now I'm seeing a flock of crows kind of taking off, these birds alighting. You know how people carve animal totems out of wood? So there was a lot of animal totems there. There were so many there, owls, whatever. I didn't even pay attention, but what my eye drew to was the bear, and then the confirmation of said bear happened at the funeral. So look up the bear totem today, and when I get home, I will make a bear totem video regarding why the bear totem comes in for you and what it's doing. There's a lot of different things that are happening there. It could be about your hibernation. It could be about protection. There's a lot of energy there. But in any case, that's what I want to leave you with today, guys, as the sun is in my eyes. Focus on yourself. Focus on happiness. Focus on this bright light and energy, sacral energy and pleasure. And that's when you're going to be manifesting exactly what is right for you at the right time and at the right speed. It is something that you can absolutely do, but they said in order to do it, do less. Do less. That part. Just exist. And let us put in your request is what I heard. Do less and put in your request. That may be the mantra for manifestation. Do less and put in your request. The angels know the desires of my heart even deeper than I do. Okay? Even more than I do. And they get it right every time. I don't know why I doubt it. I have tantrums and I do. But I'm always imbued with exactly the thing that I need at the time that I need it. And it's guaranteed. They guarantee it. And they're guaranteeing it for you too. So good sharing energy with you. Come back and join me next time, guys. We'll continue to evolve together.